Hi, I'm Bob Crossland. Welcome to Difficult Topics in the Political History of the United States. Now, I've been an AP US History teacher for 5 years in Sunnyvale, California, and I also have tutored AP US History students. And my students historically have done very well on the AP exam. Well over 90% of them have scored a 3 or above, and close to 70% have scored a 4 or a 5. Many have gone on to major in history and enjoy it still today. I have a bachelor's degree in history from Duke University in North Carolina, and I love teaching history. I'm passionate about it, and I wrote my thesis on it, and I graduated with honors. In this section, we're talking about difficult topics in the political history of the United States. The political history component is 35% of the AP test. You will have at least one essay about politics, and 35% of your multiple choice questions at least will be on politics. And then, of course, sometimes there's overlap between social and political. So this is a very good place to start as you are trying to hone your skills for the AP test, or even just reviewing for any final that you might have. There are some really difficult topics in politics. Students struggle with things like nullification and how in the world did the Republicans become Democrats? What does that mean? Where is that coming from? What are all these different New Deal legislations and bills that are passed? Alphabet soup. It doesn't make any sense. So what we're trying to do is give you a very broad view of politics, as well as then give you a very short, specific look at different cases. So we're going to have every section, every area is going to be covered broadly, and then we'll have a few lectures about specific elections or specific issues in that time period. And I think that you'll find it be very, very helpful as you're preparing for the test. Take a look at this. So we have two fairly radical sides. We have Southerners who no longer want to be a smaller and smaller minority in the United States. And we also have people who are willing to let the South go in order to stop the spread of slavery, the Republican Party. Of course, there are people in the middle. There are people who wanted compromise. There are people who wanted to protect the Union and continue to make slavery a secondary issue. The problem is those people no longer were the majority as they were perhaps in 1850, or certainly as they were in 1820 at the Constitutional Convention. So there were two attempts at compromise: the Crittenden Compromise, which went through Congress, and then a Virginia States Convention, which had delegates from different states come together. And the basic compromise was two planks. One was extend the 3630 line to the Pacific. Remember, the 3630 line is the Missouri Compromise line. It's the southern border of Missouri. Just extend that all the way to the Pacific. Whatever is under that will be open to slavery. Whatever is above it would be free. And then the other part of it would be a constitutional amendment guaranteeing slavery where it existed, so that it could never be repealed or abolished without the consent of that particular state. Now, the Republicans had no problem with an amendment guaranteeing slavery, but they absolutely had a problem with extending the 3630 line to the Pacific. Remember, their plank was free soil. They're not abolitionists, but they are free soil. So extending the Missouri Compromise line to the Pacific, well, now you've just opened up, hundreds of thousands of square miles to slavery. Well, that goes against their whole plan, their whole system. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon at Difficult Topics in the Political History of the United States. I'm Bob Crossland.